about 4 o'clock, September 17th. It's about 91 degrees, so it is scorching hot out here. I'm ready for a cold snap to move in here to Kentucky, but we've got permission now to hunt this other property. So we're gonna slip back in here, and it'll be the first sit. Actually, it's the first time we've come back here all summer long. So should be a real productive evening. We're gonna hard transition line where these deer come out of bedding and head over into the ag field and then down to the pond for a drink. So have no idea what to expect, so hang in there. All right, everybody, so at work today, and just kind of wanted to make a closing video on our hunt last night. So one, it was really nice being on a new piece of ground, and we got a lot of MRI on that property from that sit last night. So we wound up seeing 7 mature doe and 2 spotted fawns. And I really want to talk about just product
and why we use what we use, because I know there's a big controversy, or a big debate, I should say, on scent control or no scent control. And I've always been a big component of scent control. It was just the way I was brought up hunting. My dad was always big on scent control. And so I've always looked for the products that give me the most scent control for situations like I found myself in last night. So where I wound up setting up was, and you can see here on the Onyx topical map, I was basically in a bowl. And as those deer came in the same path, the same trail, jumped the same fence, and then worked their way off into the ag field. But in that bowl, my wind was down there swirling. I had good wind for where I was sitting at, but you could just feel it. I used the Cirrus wind indicator, and you could just see that it was just swirling all over the place. And every mature doe that came in last night, before they jumped that fence, they came off that little ridge and they stopped instantly. They threw that head up, and they could smell something wasn't right. But they could not detect human scent, because if that was the case, they would have all blown out of there. Not one deer blew at me last night. So as you can see here, those deer would come in, they would figure out something was wrong, and they couldn't figure out what. So they kind of started just walking around, nose in the air, and trying to figure it out. And multiple times I thought I was going to get busted. Never did, because I had the full phase scent elimination system on. Everything from my clothes to my body, the lotion. The lotion, guys, is the key, because at the end of the day, the lotion keeps your dander down, and that dander is what carries your scent molecules out, and that's how you get busted. So the lotion, I mean, my boots are cleaned with it, everything fully phased out by Illusion. And if you haven't checked out Phase, guys, I highly recommend it. The second component was the Conquest Evercalm scent stick. Evercalm is not an attractant. It is just a scent of things that deer associate with safety, such as bedding, so on and so forth. And you can see right here, that doe comes over within not even 15 yards and has her head up in the air sniffing, and as soon as she caught a scent of that Evercalm, her entire posture and demeanor changed. Her tail went back down, she turned back around and went right back to doing what she was doing before, milling around, jumped the fence, went on about her way. So not one deer blew at me last night, even though I was sitting in a bowl with my wind just sitting there spinning and carrying my scent all around. Now, I will say it was 91 degrees last night, and the bugs were atrocious. So I went in with some bug spray on, just around my boots, around my waistline, stuff like that. Keep ticks and things of that nature from getting on me. So I think that's what they picked up on. They smelt that unnatural smell of the bug spray, but didn't associate it with human scent, and that's why none of those deer blew out, because of the phase scent elimination system. So I had my phase on, and then the Conquest Evercalm stick, and again, you can see that deer was within probably 6 or 7 yards of that last tree that I put that Evercalm on. She smelt that Evercalm, and as soon as she smelt it, everything about her changed. She turned right back around, went back to her fawn, gathered her up, jumped the fence, and walked right past me. So I just like to talk about some of the products that we use. First and foremost, our sponsored products like Phase. We're partnered with them, but they don't pay us to talk about it. We do get a discount to use their product. So we are still consumers just like you guys. Evercalm through Conquest, we have no affiliation with them whatsoever. It's just a product that I find that works for us, and that I would recommend to someone else, such as yourself. So just wanted to clarify some of that stuff and talk about kind of why we use what we use. It's absolutely not because we're paid by anyone to use their product or talk about their product. It's just simply because over time we have found that product works. Bottom line, guys, for the debate, whether you should use scent control or not use scent control, I just know for me personally, again, I'm a high component of scent control, and it's proof right there. Last night's sit would have never happened. Would have never had the success and seen all those deer if I had not had a regiment of scent control. I know there's a lot of hunters out there, a lot of professional hunters. I mean, look at the hunting public. Those guys don't believe in scent control at all, and they are phenomenal hunters. They have phenomenal success, but they hunt a little bit different than I do. Do I personally believe that their success would be higher if they had a scent control regimen? I do, but it doesn't mean that they're right or I'm right. It's just their preference. So long story short is it just has to be your preference, and my preference is to have the best scent control that I can have when I go in the woods, to leave the smallest human footprint every single time I'm there. So that's my takeaway on it. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it does work for us here at Deer 30. So on that note, I'm gonna call it a day for you guys. I've got to get back to work. So I don't think we're going to get out tonight. It is currently 92 degrees. It is miserable here in Kentucky. Oh my gosh, we need a cold snap to happen. And some rain. Holy smokes, do we need some rain. So we're not going to hunt tonight. We are supposed to start getting some reduced temperatures here at the latter part of the week. So we'll get back after it probably Thursday or Friday. But other than that, I'm signing off. And as always, wake up and hunt.